All right, and part number, however many, really just in a follow-up addition because I forgot to talk about this major point in my nitty-gritty breakdown video of the LE420-GR made by Holosun. So the major issue I forgot to talk about here is battery power and performance, and then compatibility. So first, talking about what I've been running, how long I've been running, and what my battery consumption's been like so far. I can estimate I'm roughly halfway through these Surefires, and I say I estimate that because I can tell how much of they've been run through. I've been able to see how much they burn in on the rear ends, just over time. So I'd say these are about halfway through. And these are the same set I've been running since I received this device back in the beginning of November, beginning of this month. And having it, I've definitely run it a whole bunch. Every time I'm training, I'm going to be running this laser because I need to, practice my passive aiming, firing the switch, proper, just like running a white light, proper discipline with your light, as well as with the IR laser and all that stuff. So, and when I'm doing that training, I'm always running it on the high modes. So it means I'm always running the white light high, which means I'm also running the laser high, because you always get white light high with the laser high. There's no white light standalone high. So that's a lot of power consumption. And then running the illuminator, always together. I'm always running them together. The laser and the in the illuminator, running them roughly, since the first week of November. About I don't remember exactly when I finally received it. I know I ordered it October 31st, but that was like a Friday, so it took a while for it to get in, and even with the free 2-day shipping. But when I finally did get it, I've been running it a good 3 days a week. Yeah, I'd say 3 days a week. If I'm not playing video games, I'm training with my firearms, so I do run my stuff a good bit, just in the house, practicing dry firing, and walking around and LARPing, all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, I'd say I'd probably run these batteries halfway through, which would be about an hour and a half, I'd say. It feels like. So I'd say you get a good 3 hours out of this thing, out of 1, 2, 3 A's. And that's just an assumption. That's not an exact data number. I don't know if Holosun has a number specifically put out, because consumption on this thing can vary so widely, from all the different settings that you get, from all the different ways to run this thing. So it's probably not a set number even by their standards. If it is, like I said in one of my previous videos, all the data numbers I don't have memorized, I don't have on me, so I just go to Holosun for all the exact data numbers. Talking about all that, still on the same 1, 2, 3s, and when you're running batteries, you get 2 different types that you could run. Either the 1, 2, 3s here, with this sleeve. You have to have this sleeve in the housing to prevent a wobble, because being 18650 compatible, 18650s run just a little thicker, so it's just there to prevent any of that side to side jiggle. You can take that out. And like I said earlier, there's no issue at all with like any flickering or battery contact, because there's a spring there, there's a spring at the other end. There's a lot of pressure you need to screw this cap on, sandwiching in between the battery. So there's no problem with contact, no flickering issues, none of that. Real good design for this kind of device. So that's talking about 1, 2, 3s, common stuff, not much there. But talking about the 18650 compatibility, that's where we've got some issues. Another little gripe about this thing, and that's well, let me just show you that this will not fit, and and I hope I didn't just get it stuck in there because I felt it fall in a little more than it should have. But these Streamlight SLB26s will not fit the Holosun LE420-GR. Neither will the Nightcore rechargeable, whatever they're called. Specifically the phone cable recharging Nightcores will not fit this either, because I had originally purchased one of those Nightcore batteries with this device. However, I ended up damaging it because it was able to go in. It went in with just a little bit of, just pushing it down, nudging it down, not forcing it, like hammering it down, just get it in there, and then it was like a exact fit. But the issue with that was that it created kind of like this suction fit once it was in there. So getting it back out was a very big hassle, and I did damage the battery, unfortunately. But luckily enough, I was able to send it back and get a refund. But I couldn't with these, unfortunately. So I'm stuck with these batteries that I can't use because I don't have anything that's 18650 compatible. But other than this, as I said, these specific style of phone recharge, or like phone cable recharging 18650s will not fit this device, because they are almost all slightly thicker around either the port, or just the entire battery itself is slightly thicker because of the port and all that stuff. And I don't personally know about maybe the docking style, the kind you plug into the wall on a docking charger. I don't know for sure if those also are, inconsistent on their wrap, on their exterior wrap as well. I do know, because I did speak with the Holosun reps at the recent USCCA 2022 convention. Holosun was there, and I spoke to them. They said, yeah, it's a common thing, because bunch of different 18650 battery makers are inconsistent on their exterior wraps. So they know it's an issue, and the best thing they could tell me was that they recommend using Keep Power 18650s. I'll put a link down underneath to the website showing the exact battery they showed me. But Keep Power, I believe, is the exact battery that they used when testing and designing this device. So it should be a no issue problem getting it to fit and work with this system. I don't personally have one yet. I haven't ordered one yet. But they helped me find the website and showed me exactly where they got them, and they said, yeah, that's the one you want, because it will fit perfectly and work perfectly with the system here. So that's an unfortunate issue, is that it's not compatible with all 18650s, only with some. So it's something to worry about if you get this device for yourself. If you're gonna try and run 18650s, again, go to the recommended standard of the Keep Powers that I'll try and link below again, or just run 123As, which I would personally recommend just running 123As. Especially for this kind of system where you want the best performance, the most consistent performance all the time. If like you have a white light, I'd say that's compatible with those. I'd say run just rechargeable batteries in your white lights. But the best thing to do for something like this is just run the 123As, because they're more consistent and just overall, they'll work, because you have to put in this housing, and at this point 123As are a current standard for almost anything firearms related when you need power, so they're a good solid option no matter what. Now onto another grab. I believe I talked about this before, but when I definitely talked about how difficult it can be to get switches here. If they just possibly, and maybe if they see it and they do an update later, if they just remove the charging station here completely, they could possibly raise the focusing knob a little higher. You can see how it's perfectly centered. Just get rid of that, raise it up a little bit. Having it a little higher would actually probably help with being able to actuate it and then you could keep this switch exactly where it is. Well, not exactly, but you could then offset it, even if it's just by like a centimeter or a millimeter, just a little more to get it away from the charging piece there. And this being higher would make it so much easier and so much more compatible with pressure switches, which is a much bigger issue than being able to recharge your batteries inside the unit. Just a personal note, idea, thought, gripe, if you will, on the whole design and issue. But I mean, it doesn't change my opinion. This still is a very good working system that does what it needs to do for me. But if it's something that probably will cause more issue and hassle for others, I completely understand that. I got this bad boy for myself because I felt like it would do what I needed it to, and it does. And being able to run a switch at all, even if it's a little more difficult and more of a hassle than others devices out there, it's good for me because, like I said, being a all-in-one type of device, that's how I run it, as an all-in-one type of device. But should I need to run this as IR standalone and then put a more powerful or a better designed white light like my ProTac 2, I don't run the HLX because I know those have flicker issues, but the ProTac 2 that I have runs flawlessly, even though it only puts about 600 lumens out, which is 125 or 625 lumens, which is 125 more than this, with a really honestly a better hotspot, a better beam compared to this one. Definitely more candela to it. Again, this not being a perfect or a complete solution to everything, but as my needs, as I need it, the white light is very much sufficient, and so are all the other IR systems. This thing is solid. I'd still say if you just need something that's either all round good, giving you everything in one, I'd say this is still a really good thing to go for. But it's not for everyone, I can definitely say that. But that's just me making this video longer than it needs to be. I've gone over the part that I miss, which is the batteries and the consumption, what that's like. So quick makeup video. If you watched all the way through, thank you. Hope it wasn't too terrible. Like I said, just a dude doing this to help people out. You don't gotta like, subscribe, or all that. If you want to, that's cool. But really, just more important that if someone needs help on this kind of thing, or if this information was helpful and could help other people, feel free to spread it around, show others, and let them, know I've got something and I'm willing to answer questions and help people out, because this is definitely a system that hits the bank a little hard, but for me it was definitely worth it and I don't regret it. So thank you for watching. Have an awesome day.